You are standing at the top of the food chain. You feel safe there. Nothing hunts you. Nothing dares to touch you. But here's the strange part. You are surrounded by other hunters just like you, and they are close, closer than you think. A lion can kill a hyena in seconds. A wolf can kill a coyote just as fast. An eagle can rip apart a fox before it even sees it coming. And yet, almost none of them eat what they kill. Before we continue the video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and activate the bell icon. Let's get this video to 1,000 likes and leave a comment. Let's begin. Most people assume predators avoid each other out of some kind of respect. Like there's an unwritten code among killers, a rule of honor between hunters. That's not quite right. The real reason is far colder than respect, and it might be one of the most brutal survival calculations in all of nature. This is called Intragild Predation, and once you understand it, you'll never look at competition the same way again. Stay till the end because the last part of this story isn't really about animals, it's about you. Let's start with a scene most people never think about. A lion spots a hyena in the open grass. The lion doesn't need food right now, it just ate. Its stomach is full, but it attacks anyway. The hyena runs, it doesn't stand a chance. Within seconds, it's dead. And then something strange happens. The lion walks away. It doesn't eat a single bite. Why kill something you're not going to eat? This isn't rare. Researchers Francisco Palomares and Tim Caro studied this exact pattern across dozens of carnivore species in 1999, and they found something surprising. Killing without eating happens constantly among predators. Foxes kill other foxes. Bobcats kill coyotes. Wolves kill cougars. And in almost every case, the body is left behind. So, what's actually going on? The answer starts with a simple truth. Being a predator is expensive. Every hunt burns energy. Every chase risks injury. A broken leg for a lion isn't just painful, it's a death sentence. Now imagine there's another hunter nearby, one that eats the same prey you do. That hunter isn't just dangerous, it's competition. And in the wild, competition can be more deadly than starvation itself. This is where the real motive shows up. It's not about food, it's about eliminating rivals. Biologist Jose Fedriani studied this among coyotes, foxes, and bobcats in California back in 2000. He found that where coyotes were more common, fox populations dropped sharply. Not because coyotes were eating all the food, but because they were actively hunting down the foxes themselves. This has a name. Scientists call it Mesopredator Suppression. Bigger predators don't just compete with smaller ones, they actively remove them from the map. Think about that for a second. In nature, you don't just have to out-hunt your rivals. Sometimes you have to erase them. But here's what's fascinating. If it's really about competition, why not eat the body afterward? Free meat is free meat, right? This is where it gets even stranger. Eating another predator comes with a hidden cost most people never think about. Imagine you are a wolf. You've just killed a fox. The meat is right there, warm, available. But inside that fox are parasites built specifically to survive inside a predator's body. Things like trichinella, a parasite that thrives in carnivore muscle tissue. Herbivores rarely carry this risk. Their meat is comparatively clean, but predator meat is a minefield of hidden threats, built by millions of years of evolution to survive exactly the kind of animal that might eat it. Biologists like Dr. Kevin Lafferty have studied parasite dynamics across food webs and noted that parasites accumulate as you move up the trophic levels. The higher up you eat, the more concentrated the pathogens become. So, the math changes completely. Killing a rival costs energy but removes a threat. Eating that rival adds disease risk with very little extra benefit. The safest move is brutal but simple. Kill it, leave it, walk away. But there's another layer to this, one that has nothing to do with parasites at all. It's about the prey itself. Every ecosystem only has so much food to go around. A single forest can only support so many rabbits. A single grassland can only support so many antelope. When two predator species hunt the same prey, they're not just competing for territory. They're racing towards the same shrinking pool of food. Ecologists call this exploitation competition, and it's silent. There's no fight, no blood, just one species slowly starving while the other thrives. Imagine you are a bobcat. The rabbits in your territory are disappearing. Not because you're failing to hunt, but because a coyote pack 3 miles away is clearing them out faster than they can breed back. You never even see the coyotes. You just feel the hunger creeping in. This is why so many predator conflicts aren't really about violence at all. They're about who empties the pantry first. Take Yellowstone. When wolves were reintroduced in 1995, something unexpected happened. Coyote numbers collapsed almost immediately. Ecologist William Ripple documented this shift in the years that followed. Wolves weren't just outcompeting coyotes for food. They were hunting them down directly. Coyote packs shrank. Their territories shattered. And this single change rippled outward. Fewer coyotes meant more rodents survived. More rodents meant changes in vegetation. One predator eliminating another predator reshaped an entire landscape. This is the part most people never see. Predators aren't just managing prey, they're constantly managing each other. So, what happens when two apex predators are forced to share the same space with no clear winner? This is where things get even more intense. Researcher Mark Elbrock spent years studying mountain lions in the American West. He documented cases where cougars killed wolves, and wolves killed cougars in direct territorial clashes. Neither species fed on the other. The kills were purely strategic. Imagine you are a mountain lion. You've spent months building a territory, learning every trail, every hiding spot, every place prey tends to gather. Then a wolf pack moves in. They don't just steal your food, they threaten your existence. Every day they stay, your survival odds drop. So the equation becomes simple and cold. Remove the threat or lose everything you've built. This isn't cruelty, it's economics. Brutal evolutionary economics. But here's something even stranger. Sometimes this rivalry never ends. It just keeps escalating generation after generation. Scientists call this an evolutionary arms race. One species develops a slight edge. The other adapts, then the first one adapts again. Look at owls and hawks. In many forests, great horned owls actively hunt and kill smaller hawk species that hunt the exact same rodents at night. Over time, some hawks shifted their hunting hours slightly earlier just to avoid overlapping with the owls at all. They didn't do this out of fear. They did it because the ones who overlapped disappeared. This is natural selection acting in real time, not against prey but against a rival predator. And it might be the strangest part of all. Sometimes avoiding a rival matters more than avoiding starvation itself. So what killed it in almost every one of these stories was never a lack of food. It was the presence of something too similar, too close, too competitive to be allowed to stay. And here's the twist most people miss entirely. This same pattern doesn't just exist among lions and wolves and foxes. It plays out among something much closer to home because humans do this too, just without the blood. Think about it. In business, companies rarely destroy their competitors just to absorb them completely. Often they simply push them out of the market, bankrupt them, force them to leave the space entirely. The goal was never to consume the competition, just to remove it from the equation. Sports teams do this too. Rivals aren't eliminated to be replaced. They're simply pushed down the rankings until they no longer matter. Even in social circles, people compete for status, for attention, for resources, without ever needing to fully destroy one another, just enough to win the space. This is the same instinct playing out in a different form. Not survival by consumption, survival by removal. Nature figured this out long before we did. Kill the threat. Don't waste energy consuming it. Move on, and maybe that's the most uncomfortable part of this entire story. We like to believe competition is about being the best, about proving superiority. But often it's simpler than that. It's about making sure someone else isn't there to challenge you at all. Predators don't eat each other. Not out of honor, not out of restraint, but because removing a rival was always worth more than the meal itself. And somewhere in your own life, whether you've noticed it or not, you've probably done the exact same math. The lion never wanted the hyena's meat, it just wanted the grassland to itself. And that's the end of the video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. See you in the next video.